weird habits that are surprisingly beneficial. If you have a weird habit and shit, don't feel weird, because in 10 minutes we're about to figure out the benefits in doing this shit.
Picking your nose. This one feels gross, and yes, it is gross, but the actual biology behind it is way more interesting than people give it credit for. Snot is not just waste your body is trying to push out and get rid of. It is a filter. It is the first physical barrier between the air you breathe and the inside of your lungs. And it is loaded with antimicrobial enzymes like lysozyme that actively kill bacteria as you breathe. That sticky stuff in your nose.
So you can eat so pick your nose right now, eat it.
Is doing real work every single second of the day. Every time you sniff something dusty, or walk through a crowded room, or stand near someone who is sick, your snot is the first thing trapping particles, viruses, and bacteria before they have a chance to get any further in. And here is the part nobody really talks about. Limited research suggests that the bacteria and small antigens stuck in your snot actually help train your immune system through repeated low-dose exposure when they get reintroduced to the gut or the back of the throat. It is basically how the body samples the outside world and learns what to react to and what to leave alone. Kids who pick their noses
Eating burger is healthy? Nah, nigga, if you a booger eater, bro, you're dirty. I can't hold
show
you.
Stronger immune profiles in some studies, partly because they are constantly exposing themselves to a low background of microbial information. Now, obviously, do not be the guy doing this in public. Wash your hands, use a tissue when you can, but the act itself is not the horrifying health crime your mom told you it was when you were 6. It is a weirdly functional little process the body has been doing since forever. Cracking your knuckles. Your aunt was wrong.
I don't like cracking my knuckles. I know there's some people who love cracking their knuckles, bro, but the feeling of cracking my knuckles and shit like that is just weird, bro. Like, do y'all like cracking y'all knuckles and fingers and shit, or no?
That popping sound you have been told for 30 years would give you arthritis is not damaging your joints at all. It is gas. Specifically, it is dissolved nitrogen forming a bubble in the synovial fluid that lubricates the joint, and then that bubble collapsing as the pressure changes. That is the entire mechanism. No bone is grinding, no cartilage is wearing down. There is a guy who cracked the knuckles on one hand and not the other for over 60 years just to test this, and the x-rays at the end showed no difference between the two hands. What it actually does is keep the joint capsule mobile. People who never move their fingers through full range tend to develop stiffer joints over time.
Damn,
and the gentle crack
need to start
stretches
doing
the
that
capsule
then.
and momentarily decompresses everything inside. It is not magic, it is not therapy, but it is also not the slow path to arthritis people keep telling you it is. The thing that actually wrecks joints is not cracking. It is sitting completely still for 40 years, never loading the joints properly, and then acting shocked when they start falling apart. Crack away. Peeing in the shower. Yes?
Do y'all pee in the shower or no, bruh? I've never peed in the shower, bruh. I didn't know it was so common for niggas to pee in the motherfucking shower. Yes? Yes? No? Yes? Yes, yes, yes. Bro, I feel like it's more like I seen some niggas pee. Well, no. Let me rephrase that before y'all take it out of context, bruh. It's just like those. I feel like it's more of a woman thing to pee in the shower and like those, bruh, because women feel like they standing up and niggas safely pee and they don't get the opportunity to stand up and pee and like those, bruh, but they do when they gotta take a shower and bruh. Wait, hold on, no, stop. I corrected myself. I corrected myself, bro. What the f is June time? If I catch you peeing in the shower, you gonna die. R. Kelly disciple.
Do it. There is no health downside. The warm water keeps the area cleaner than people assume, and the steady stream of hot water washes whatever you produce straight down the drain along with the soap and shampoo. You save a full flush of clean drinking water every time, which actually adds up across—
You ain't piss in the sink? I actually did piss in the sink though. Trust, bruh. We all did that.
a year more than you would think. But the real reason this habit is quietly good for you is something most people never even consider. The pelvic floor is the group of muscles that controls when you pee, when you do not, and how completely you empty. A surprising number of people, especially men over 40 and women who have had kids, have a chronically tense pelvic floor that never really relaxes. Sitting on a cold porcelain toilet seat is not exactly a calming experience. Standing in warm water, body heat up, muscles loose, you actually empty your bladder more completely than you do on a cold seat in a cold bathroom. More complete emptying means less leftover urine sitting around, which means lower irritation of the bladder lining. And the
would you, so no, essentially I would piss in the sink and I wash my hands in the toilet. Bro, you're gonna sit your wet ass on the toilet
when you can just piss in the shower.
I mean, nigga, no, well, I can stand up and pee type shit. Like, nigga, I just stand up. I still will stand up and shit like those. But I mean, for women and shit, like, I feel it. But I still thank you for that sub, bro.
Lower risk of urinary tract infections in the long run. So the gross out factor here is basically
2022 of me, baby.
Appreciate you, gang. Appreciate you. W man.
Please social. The physiology is fine. Sniffing your own armpit. This one is weirder, and most people have done it. And most people.
I mean, we don't do, like, when you sniff your armpit, you're just trying to see if you stink. I don't know if there's people out there who's just like, oh my god, fuck. Oh my god, the armpit smells like, like, I don't know if there's niggas doing that,
People would die before admitting it. But there is a reason your brain has you doing this automatically when you are stressed, or after a workout, or when you are sitting somewhere quiet and a bit anxious. Your own scent contains real information. Your sweat composition genuinely changes with stress, illness, hormonal shifts, and immune activity. When you smell yourself, your brain is doing a quick internal check-in on what is going on inside. There is research showing that exposure to your own body smell, including your own stress sweat, can have a calming effect on the nervous system in certain contexts because it reads as completely familiar. It is one of the few smells the brain instantly recognizes as safe. People with anxiety have used worn t-shirts and old hoodies as comfort objects, partly for this exact reason. So next time you catch yourself doing it, just know that your brain is running a small diagnostic in the background. Just maybe do it somewhere private if you can help it. Biting the inside of your cheek when thinking. This one looks like a nervous tick, but it is actually a focus tool the body uses without checking with you first. The inside of your cheek is loaded with sensory nerve endings connected.
This, I guess, is technically unrelated, but have y'all ever bit y'all cheek and it hurts? Like, isn't it crazy how as humans that if you bite your tongue right now and shit like those, you're gonna be fine. But as soon as you're like, cause it's like you're bracing your tongue to be bit or something like that. But like sometimes you bite your tongue and it bleeds because you bit your tongue by accident. That's so weird, nigga. Like we're weird ass creatures. The fact that niggas could bite their tongue right now and be good, but bite their tongue on accident and then bleeding is weird, bruh.
To the trigeminal with you first. The inside of your cheek is loaded with sensory nerve endings connected to the trigeminal nerve, which is one of the largest nerves in your face and feeds directly into the brainstem. A small mechanical stimulation in there, like a gentle press from your teeth, fires off a signal that briefly bumps up alertness and concentration. You will notice people doing it when they are calculating something, working through a hard idea, or trying to remember a word that is just out of reach. It is basically the body's version of tapping a desk to stay alert in a long meeting. As long as you are not chewing through the tissue and giving yourself a permanent ulcer, this habit is doing more for your focus than most of the focus supplements people overpay for online. It is free, it is built in, and your brain has been quietly using it for years without ever telling you. And here is the part where I would normally tell you that no amount of weird little focus hacks will fix the situation if your actual food is a mess. That is exactly why both the Blandest Band cookbook and the Summer Shred program exist. Blandest Band is 102 recipes.
Is this an ad now? Yeah, it's an ad.
That are high in talking to yourself out loud. People who
do y'all talk to yourself out loud and shit? I know some people that do, but I don't talk to myself out loud. I'm all
this in public get a weird look. People who do this in private are quietly outperforming everyone else on memory tests.
We just seen this on the IQ. Like, this is some IQ shit. You talk out loud, like your IQ's high.
Decision making and problem solving. There is real research on it. Speaking your thoughts out loud, especially when you are working through something difficult, engages a separate part of the brain than silent thinking does. It activates the auditory feedback loop.
Nigga, me when I'm in the subway and I see a motherfucker talking about they're all gonna die. They're all gonna die. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't wait. They're all gonna learn. They're all gonna learn not to with me. Oh my god, wait till the day that they learn and shit like those. When I see some shit like those, bro, does that mean that a nigga high IQ or high insane, my nigga? What the fuck?
Which makes the thought more concrete and easier to
in GTA.
Actually evaluate.
Is fingering your butt going to be on here? No, you like boys, bro, but it's Pride Month, bro. Living your truth.
It activates the auditory feedback loop, which makes the thought more concrete and easier to actually evaluate. Athletes do it. Surgeons do it. People learning new languages do it. Self-directed speech is one of the most reliable, free, no-equipment tools for improving working memory and slowing down impulsive decisions. You hear yourself reasoning, and that creates a small gap between thought and action. And most good judgment lives in that gap. So if you talk yourself through your gym sets, or talk through your grocery list at the supermarket, or narrate what you are doing while cooking, your brain is sharper for it. The weird looks from strangers are just the cost of doing business. Eating cold leftover rice or pasta straight from the fridge. This one sounds like a sad student dinner, but it is genuine.
Do niggas do that?
Genuinely better for your blood sugar than the same food eaten hot. When you cook starchy carbs like rice, pasta, or potatoes, and then let them cool down, a portion of the starch restructures into something called resistant starch. The molecule physically changes shape and becomes much harder for your small intestine to digest. What that means in
You heat up
practice is
cereal? I did that when I was 11, 12 years old. Like, y'all will never let me live something down, bro.
two things. First, that resistant starch passes through to your large intestine, where it gets fermented by your gut bacteria into short-chain fatty acids, like butyrate, which feed the cells lining your colon and support gut barrier function. Second, because less of the starch is being absorbed as fast glucose, your blood sugar response to that meal is noticeably lower than it would have been hot. People with insulin sensitivity issues genuinely benefit from this. Eating yesterday's rice, cold out of the container, is not laziness. It is mild metabolic optimization you stumbled into by being too tired to reheat. Even reheating after cooling keeps some of the resistant starch intact, so leftover rice is just a better food than fresh rice in this specific way. Sleeping with one foot outside the blanket.
What the This is niche. This one niche shit, nigga. What the hell?
Sleeping with one foot outside the blanket. There is a reason almost everyone instinctively does this. Your body temperature has to drop by about 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit to enter and maintain deep sleep. If your core stays too warm, your sleep gets shallower.
I mean, I'm sure I do it sometimes too, but I don't
notice.
notice.
You spend less time in the restorative stages where the body actually does its repair work. Your feet are one of the most efficient heat dumps in the entire body because they are packed with blood vessels close to the surface called arteriovenous anastomosis, which can dilate and offload heat fast. Sticking one foot out from under the duvet is your body's way of fine-tuning its temperature without bothering to wake you up. It dumps just enough heat through the exposed foot to bring your core temperature down into the proper sleep zone. And it does this completely automatically. People who sleep in rooms that are too warm and stay fully covered tend to sleep worse and remember less of their dreams because they spend less time in REM. So that habit you have been doing your whole life is your body running a thermostat for you. Let it. Long, slow sighs when you are stressed. A real proper sigh.
I be doing that. I'm not gonna lie. I be like nigga, I be doing those.
The kind where you take a slightly bigger breath in, then a small second breath on top of it, then a long, slow exhale all the way out, is one of the fastest known nervous system resets available to a human being. It has a name. It is called the physiological sigh, and it has actually been studied in pretty good detail in recent years. What happens mechanically is that
nice short stream. Yo, y'all niggas want me to end already and shit like those, bro? It's gonna be a short stream and shit. To be honest, on average, we stream like 4-ish hours and shit like those, maybe sometimes 5 and shit like those, niggas. So anything under 4 really is a short stream if we're really being honest, right?
Second small inhale.
Because if I didn't say short stream and shit like those, and then as soon as it hits 3 hours, I'm like, all right, go. All right, I gotta see y'all. Then y'all be like, short ass stream, short ass stream, short ass stream, short ass stream. But then if I do say it's a short stream and I don't end at the 2-hour mark, then y'all like, damn, nigga, I thought you said it was a short stream.
Inhale reinflates collapsed alveoli at the very tops of the lungs and then dumps out built-up carbon dioxide on the long exhale. That carbon dioxide is the part you are actually trying to get rid of because rising CO2 is part of what triggers the feeling of panic and tightness in your chest. When you're stressed. We doing that next. A few of those sighs in a row pulls your nervous system out of fight or flight faster than almost any breathing technique people pay good money for in apps. You can do it in a meeting, in traffic, in the middle of an awkward conversation, and nobody around you even notices it happened. People who do this naturally throughout the day often have lower baseline anxiety, not because they are calmer.
Wait, what did that nigga say?
Do this naturally throughout the day often have lower baseline anxiety, not because they are calmer by.
Say that one more time.
This naturally throughout the day often have lower baseline anxiety, not because they are calmer by nature, but because they.
Y'all heard that? Hold on! Yeah, hold on, what he say? Hold on, nigga, it's y'all saw, nigga, turn out, man. Anxiety.
Keep resetting themselves all day long without realizing it. Doodling in meetings. This is the one that gets
Doodling
you the most.
in meetings. I'm gonna be honest, nigga. I'm gonna actually listen to this one. When I was in school, if y'all ever look at any of my notebooks, I used to just be drawing. Like anytime I do homework, I'm drawing on the paper. Anytime I was doing, like niggas was telling me that's a sign of like or some shit like those, bro. But like nigga, I would just be drawing randomly on anything. I'm not gonna cap to you though, bro. I would just be drawing some shit. Even if I'm like, maybe I draw like a phase, nigga, or like some anime shit, I just be drawing. Like my teachers probably was mad as shit. I was just drawing, bro.
This is the one that gets you the most judgment and deserves it the least. Doodling looks like distraction. It is the exact opposite. Studies on memory retention have repeatedly shown that people who doodle during a talk, lecture, or meeting actually remember significantly more of the content than people who sit there perfectly still, trying to look attentive. The reason is that the human brain genuinely struggles to stay locked onto a single passive input for very long. Without something else to occupy a small slice of attention, your mind drifts off hard into completely unrelated thoughts, and then you realize 20 minutes later that you have no idea what was just said.
Damn.
Doodling occupies just enough of your motor cortex to keep your brain from wandering off completely, while leaving the language and memory parts of the brain free to absorb everything coming in. It is the same principle as people who learn better while pacing or chewing
I
gum.
be drawing in the shower
So the kid in school who got told off for drawing in the margins
with like the mist and shit.
was probably retaining way more than the kid who sat there looking attentive while secretly daydreaming about the weekend. If you have meetings, you actually have to sit through, doodle. Your boss does not know it, but you're paying better attention than they are.
Very interesting though, bro. Well, those are weird habits that are surprisingly beneficial. So if you ever feel weird about anything, know that you probably weird. Man, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. We're gonna put those on the live channel. If you're watching this on the live channel, Twitch will ride in the description. Y'all let me know if y'all learned anything from this or no. But yeah, IBBG.